Hey, what is going on, everybody? Sorry, we're running a bit late. Everyone's having technical issues. Let's give it a second for everyone to dial in here. Stick with us, though. I appreciate everyone coming out. It's kind of funny how we're all having technical issues on the same day, so bear with us.
It's pretty odd. I feel squashed. Last week I was the Hulk.
You were green. You're the Hulk last week. Hey, at least you're here, man. We don't have FOMO yet. Where's Classy? Still out at work, possibly. He's going to jump on when he can.
Oh, okay.
I got my dog in here. The light's on. The TV's gone. We got lights behind me. I just shot another video. Hey, guys, let's do a live stream. Let's do it.
Yeah, right. I mean, I just woke up and I went out to the living room and then the puppy started freaking out. And my wife's like, well, you know, that means I'm like, crap. That means I got to take these puppies. So
it's all good. Let's let me see here. Oh, I got a tonal ad. There we go. Now I got the live stream going. What's up? Alexa's talking to me now. All right. What's up, everybody? What's up with Tech with KG in the house? Michael, what's going on? I see a lot of people coming in.
Wyckoff.
Yeah. Android Purity. What's going on, man? All you guys, I appreciate you coming in. We're gonna wait for Stop the FOMOs trying to get his shit organized. He's trying to get his computer working. Yeah. He's only got one of the nicest cameras in the world. Can't get it working. That happens. It happens to the
TechMed Rainer. Did you say Crete? Are you in Greece, bro?
He's in Greece, dude. Yeah. What's up, Rainer? How you doing, man?
Dude, that's like one of my favorite places in the world. Greece.
Yeah. Oh. Greece is awesome. We talked about it on FOMO's little quick one on his quickie yesterday after his video. He wanted to mess around and check it out and see how that would work. So I said I'd jump on there with him.
All right. What's up, Biff Malibu, Tech with KG? What's up, guys?
Yeah. No, it's cool. Yeah. Might as well throw that on the board while we're waiting.
Yeah.
He said, give it a second chance. Give the Q90A a second chance, or maybe consider going in for the 8K. I actually want to get the 8K. I had plans on it, but the ratings.com didn't treat it so kindly, or it didn't treat them so kindly. They're pretty standard. They're not trying to hate on a TV. So it still got an 8.1, I believe, out of 10. But it's just hard when you get an 8.8 with like a Sony or a different OLEDs, 8.8 OLED versus an 8.1 for a QLED. Pretty hard for me. Hard for me to want to go to it, but I definitely want to give it a shot. I might give that a shot instead of the Q90A.
I got a few Q90A videos that I am currently working on. The Q90A is up here, and
what's up, FOMO? Hey, why don't we do that? How you doing, man? You figuring out the tech boogie, the tech buggies?
Yeah. I chose the wrong camera. It was pointing into a corner somewhere. So sorry about that, guys.
No, you're fine, man. Welcome to the show. I was just going to let Chana, maybe Chana or Chana. Am I saying it wrong? How do you say it? You say it.
Well, I mean, everybody says it wrong. It's actually,
you say it.
if I were to say it like my family says it, like we would in Sri Lanka,
but
if you would imagine, it's like CHUNNA. So it'd be like Chunna. Yeah.
Chana.
Yeah.
Chana.
That's how like they pronounce it in Sri Lanka. But Chana is good. That's kind of like what everybody calls me. Yeah. Well, I mean, I got called like all kinds of names back in like grade school.
If you go to if you went to Wisconsin, I almost guaranteed be Chana. Like all the Wisconsin,
Chana.
What's up, Magician AV in the house? Yeah,
Magician, what's up?
Did you want to talk about how you're feeling about the QN90A for a minute, Chana or Chana?
I mean, I'm just doing some setup videos. I still haven't done really a whole lot because I had to DJ this weekend.
No worries.
Long weekend, and like
I'm
still reeling. Like last night, I passed the heck out. Like I was done. I'm still catching up on sleep from the weekend. And then I have this super secret speaker video that needs to go out Monday, so I'm shooting those speakers, and I've got a couple. You got to give it to. So Samsung's a double-edged sword, right? And I'm not talking about picture quality. I'm talking about the way it functions, right? They want you to plug everything in and turn it on, and the TV's going to figure it out. So that's the coolest part about Samsung. The TV is going to figure out all the settings for you. You know what the worst part about Samsung is? The TV is going to figure out all the settings for you. Because that thing it takes so much time. I'm like, can you just play why can't I see the Xbox? Why can't I see the Series X? Can you just get the what? Can you figure it out already? So it's funny how, you know, they want you to, it's like the input signal plus. It's trying to measure to see if you have 4K, HDR, blah, blah, blah. So it's trying to like put it in that mode. Well, you can just go manually do it, you know, and that's kind of the thing. They want to make it easy, but at the same time, it takes a while. So I don't know. As far as picture quality, you know, all I know is it's bright. Yeah. That's it. I haven't done anything else on that, but yeah, it's here.
That's good. At least you have it. It's here. It's the right TV. That's a good start.
Right. And then Sony stopped working. So
wait, what happened? What? A90J? What?
The A90J stopped working. So
it's been hanging around the Vizio too long.
I know, right? Oh, by the way, my giveaway ended and I contacted the winner, so I'm just waiting for them. I think they're in Alabama, the winner of the Vizio, so we'll find out about that. But basically there's that white LED that's at the very bottom middle of the frame of the Sony A90J. However, for me, when I turn it on, nothing happens on the screen and it just blinks red 5 times and then stops. Blinks red 5 times and then stops. So I looked it up and there's all these videos about it, and it's like something's wrong with the logic board or something something's wrong and it needs to be serviced. So I got to call B&H and be like, hey, I know you guys wanted this back by June 11, so let's just get it back to you and send me another one or something, because this thing needs to be.
Does it turn on again, or it just turns off periodically? It doesn't turn.
Oh
on
no,
anymore.
it doesn't. I get nothing on the screen. It's just that flashing red LED until I unplug it. Until I unplug it. No, I get.
And then
nothing.
when you plug it again, it starts up again.
It goes right into that. Yeah. So there's not like nothing. If it blinks 5 times, then you need to dance around the TV 5 times. That's hilarious. That's hilarious. Yeah.
The juju has got to. Yeah, you know, I've noticed with the A90J that it's on and off is not Bluetooth. The on and off is not Bluetooth, so I can't turn it on and off from a different room. But once it's on, then it you know, all the other buttons are Bluetooth. So either of the remotes works.
That's why you're always having those issues with like.
So yeah, so my A90J, A80J, both the same remote will turn each of them on and off, but then they don't do the rest of the functions.
Yeah.
So it's weird because you'd like it to turn on and off. You know, if you're like rolling over and you're going to sleep and you can't point the remote, it's like annoying to have to turn around and actually get it pointed right at the bottom of the TV, because it does have to hit that IR in order to turn it off, and then everything else. So I had a couple issues where I was like, why isn't this turning on? And I was getting freaked out that there might have been something wrong with my A90J. And I'm like, it's like line of sight for the on.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that sucks.
I mean, I usually
Brandon, are you on a lower resolution? Just make sure.
Yeah, you know what? Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm you know, my constant OneDrive connection. See, we help each other out, you know. There you go. Boom.
Oh,
so it should take a second.
Look, I'm fixed now too. Mine was set on 480.
Oh yeah, I look like garbage. I can't believe it. Thank you for telling me. Yeah. Anyways, so that's annoying. And I don't know if you saw FOMO, but Rayner's in Crete, and he's saying I should give the Q900 a chance or the Q90A. I'm going to give a Samsung another chance. Long year to go, and we got a long ways before we get to Black Friday.
We're only halfway through the year.
Hey, let's not forget the LG A1 is out. I mean,
ooh, nice.
But it's more expensive than the C10, so I have a hard time justifying that. I think it's 2,300, 2,200, something like that, and the C10 is 1,850. I can't justify that.
Someone commented, here, I got to see that.
Shane says Not B was dialing in on AOL. That's fantastic. Hey, you paid for StreamYard. Yeah, got your little logo in the
yeah. You know what? $500 for the year. It's over with. I was like, that's fine. Whatever. $500. I you know, it's not like a cheap thing, but I want to be able to add more people and do all the fun stuff. But then I realized I think I could have probably done most of it without paying, but it is what it is. Someone said, FOMO, unbutton another button. My grandma's keeping an eye on you.
I was pulling
there it
Shana.
is. There it is. FOMO, unbutton your shirt more. My grandma's keeping an eye on you.
Look at that. Look at that.
I don't know if that's a slight or if they're being nice.
They're being awesome.
I'll wait till I'll finish
check your girlfriend.
I don't know. I don't know what exactly we're talking about, but I have an interesting topic and a question for the chat. I know you guys would know. Brandon, don't say anything.
All right.
FOMO,
That's what we're talking about right now. That's it. Go for it.
So Saturday, my head's a little foggy. Get back from the boat party I DJ'd. You know, wifey's at work. The kid's out with his friend. So it's just me and the puppies. I walked them. So I'm like, oh, let's play some Call of Duty. Okay. And now I'm sitting at the edge of my seat and I can't see this idiot on the other end of the map laying down, shooting me with a stupid sniper rifle. This is when I come to the realization, screw it. I'm going to buy a bigger TV. So I was looking at measurements, 77-inch, 83-inch, 77-inch, 83-inch. And I'm like, well, I don't want to get the 77 and then all of a sudden have major FOMO. Be like, man, this is cool. I wish I'd gone 83. So I can only get one brand of TV in either of those two sizes. So I'm asking the chat, which brand? And it has nothing to do with gaming. Nothing to do. And I did mention this on one of your guys' streams. I think it was FOMO stream like months ago. There is one thing that I need to make sure about this new TV. So which brand of 77 or 83-inch OLED can I go for? Let me know, chat. Who's in the chat? Which brand is it? Which brand is
what was the other thing that I had to have, or you said?
Yeah, there's one thing that it has to do. It has nothing to do with gaming. It has nothing to do with picture quality. The one thing that I need for this TV.
Well, we're getting some questions. LG, Sony,
LG. Don't overpay for A90J. LG.
Yeah, we got a few of each.
LG, Sony. Oh, there's not a lot of Sonys. Interesting. So, if you guys do remember, what is it? It's the pedestal stand.
Oh, that's right.
I cannot fit any Sony TV because my TV is like, I got half an inch on either side. My TV is 65-inch edge to edge. So I can't fit a 77 from Sony. I sure as hell can't fit an 83 from Sony because the stand's on the feet.
Wait. Doesn't the Sony have a flexible stand? The 80J has a flexible stand,
the
right?
A90J has it on the inside. It only is in the inside.
Yeah.
A90J stand? Oh, so what are we talking dimensions wise?
I know. I was just looking that up while he was going. I don't know how wide that is. But the stand, let's find it out. Let's stand dimensions. Because that's what I was going to say is the 83-inch, the stand is inside. Let's see here. See,
Ninjician, I think that's what it might be. 83-inch C1. We'll see.
Yeah, no, I don't doubt that's a good idea. Still.
What's interesting is that the stand for the 77-inch OLED LG and the 83-inch OLED are the exact same stand. So it's like 42.5 inches wide, which is totally, I can easily do that. No problem. I just have to, and then if you notice, the measurements are actually not that far off, like another 3 inches wider and 2 to 3 inches taller.
Right.
So I'm like, oh man, Classy Tech is in the house. FYI,
is he in here or not?
I see him in the private chat. Yeah.
What's up, dude?
Hey,
there he is.
Classy.
What's up, Cecil? How's it going, man?
Good. I actually was sitting here for a bit. I texted you, but I just know.
Sorry, but yeah, my phone. So I just literally did my video. I got my video done at 3:25. I got on the live stream at 3:26. Nobody else was here.
Yeah.
So I'm by myself. It's like 3:28. Still nobody. My phone is turning on. I have no idea. I have to text everybody on Twitter and I'm like trying to message everybody like, hey, you guys want to make it any closer? And so
yeah, I get a thing on Facebook Messenger. 1 minute left, and I'm like, boom, I'm in there, and my video looked all weird.
You look a little close. You trying to dial it? There you go. Dialing it in a little bit.
Yeah.
Look at, I like the box in one here. All right. I'm still trying to look this up. I don't know if anyone in the comments did.
Do you guys
know? I was looking it out with the
in
stand
the
here. Narrow position, 27 and 5/8 inches.
Oh,
so it's 27 and 5/8. That's actually more narrow than the actual.
Yep.
It is.
That 36-inch stand that goes for the
Here
LG.
it is. Yeah, I found it too.
Yeah.
27.
Here, I'll throw it up on the screen. You want me to throw it up?
Yeah, 700 millimeters is what it says.
Here, I'll throw up a window. There we go. So here we go. Can anyone see that though? I don't think so. Let's see.
Ooh,
yeah, you got to zoom in.
Hard to see. Yeah.
Anyways, take my word for it. It says 27 and change.
Here, I think I got a better one here. Share my screen.
Yeah, go ahead. I'll do it.
Yeah, I was just going to say you could always get a third-party VESA stand.
Yeah, those
Mhm.
are definitely possible too. I'm not a huge fan of those, but if you got to do it, you got to do it though, right? You know,
Yep,
you got
yep.
so
Yeah, see that
27 and yeah, so 27
63.
and
So it's
0.6
700. Yeah,
inches.
700 millimeters for those of you
Oh, that's
the
awesome.
metric.
They does have the
So
wide
here's
ones
the
though, too.
normal standard stand position, 74 inches. So
That's the
almost
one that's
70.
tough.
That is huge.
That's where you
That's
need that
huge.
like BDI long,
Mhm.
whatever, you know, those nice, really the stands that are like 80 inches
Yeah.
long.
Yeah, totally.
And it's
Totally.
100 pounds, so it's a heavy thing. It's going to be pretty stable.
So
Okay.
Phil was like, that's why Brandon's got to come up and help me lift it.
Yep. I'm gonna have to start working out, man.
Yeah, aren't we all?
Yeah.
All right, let me get into a couple of
Crazy.
these comments real quick. How
Yeah,
you doing, Classy Tech? What's going on, man?
All right, just running a little behind. Was got stuck behind someone in Helltown.
Ah,
Of
that's all right,
course.
man. Don't worry about
Hey,
it.
good seeing
got-
you, man. It's my first time seeing you. Hi.
Yeah, what's up?
Sorry.
And, yeah, I was gonna tell you the time that I gave you that question about my getting the amplifier, the receiver, whatever. I guess there wasn't enough room in the text to give you all the details. But
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I need more power to the front stage because the sub just drowns it out.
Oh yeah, and that's why I always recommend to go with an AVR that's got pre-outs so that you have that flexibility, right? Unfortunately, you're gonna pay more for that. So, I think the cheapest Denon one is like the 2700, and it's a 7-channel Atmos. I think that's like $800 or $900.
I'm just gonna wait till next year for supposedly working HDMI 2.1.
HDMI 2.1. Yeah, for sure. No, hands down. That's the best plan. So
I wanted to just get a couple questions. We're not gonna fall too far
hit it,
behind.
hit it,
We're
man.
okay.
Go,
We're
go, go.
okay. Real quick, Adi, if I said that right, I hope. What non-OLED 4K TV is best at the moment? Which TV could change your mind? LG NanoCell Mini LED, X95J, Vizio ? No Samsung in there. I wonder why. But then we got the next question too, is talking about the Hisense. So we got 2 questions in a row about LED TVs,
All
LCD.
right. All right.
Anyone want to take a stab at their favorite?
I'll jump
LCD.
in. I'll jump in with my favorite, and I know you guys will be a little surprised. I do like the QN90A the most. Price no object, right? Because a lot of people are thinking I prefer the U8G. For $1,300, I would choose no other TV. But if I had a budget of whatever to choose the best, because you're saying the best, right, Adi? I will still choose the QN90A because if I take off the black crushing setting, which is its default, right? You give it its dynamic contrast, its brightness comes very close, if not the same as the U8G. Yes, the blacks are no longer OLED-like, and it's a touch more lifted than the U8G, but I can always go to deep OLED blacks. The U8G can never do that, and so I'm paying a premium. So it's a give and take. So I choose the QN90A. Now the LG NanoCell Mini LED is just out. We don't know what it looks like yet, and it's priced very close to the QN90A. So it better be good to be a few $100s cheaper than the QN90A. And the Vizio, let's not even talk about the disappointment. You guys saw my video, right, man? Last year's 2020 had, 200 dimming zones?
yes.
The P series is down to 144,
What?
and it's $100 more. It's a slap in the face to Vizio fans, and it's not Vizio's fault. So I have to be, inflation, constraints, they're doing what they can, but they don't have access to the same vertical integration as TCL and Hisense, and it's showing, right? It's bad. So, and X95J, we don't know yet, so we'll see when it comes out. That's my thing.
As my kids would say, it's very sus to not have
Very sus.
very sus to be going down like that. What about you guys? Cecil, what do you think? Do you like the X90J, or what's another one that you like? Or pick the same one. I don't care.
I'm really waiting for the X95J to come out and try it. As I was talking to you, if I do send the A80J back, I'll probably get the QN90A next to try out, but I can't keep it because of no Dolby Vision on Samsung. So the X95J would be the next best thing, and Sony LEDs are usually cleaner panels.
Mm-hmm.
And the
Can't hate on
85
that for sure.
85-inch at launch at 4,500 is too much, but give it end of the year, and if you can get it under $4,000, then that would be a pretty good deal for a high-end 85.
How about you, Chan? Are you gonna get any LED TVs, or what would you buy?
I'm gonna get them into review. But but they're going to be relegated to here probably.
Yeah.
So honestly, like I still have the X950G in the guest room. So I know somebody's going to buy it finally in a couple of weeks, but I'm curious to see what Sony's flagship LED 4K TV is going to look like. So I think I might put my money on the X95J. You know, and I'll see how the, you know, when I'm talking about Samsung and Sony, it's always hard to like justify spending the kind of cash, you know, they require when, like, I mean, the QN90A, you know, I'm not 100% sure eARC is working. You know, I was testing it over like as soon as I got it, and I was just like trying to shoot the video, and I'm like, why is this not working? Why?
Yeah,
why?
I got people were
so,
asking me about that, and I just on the back of that answer, I just want to tell you the eARC works on the A90J. So I had it on the A90J, A80J, eARC, got Dolby Atmos out of my Apple TV and out of the native apps on the TV itself. So I had no issues with the Sonos Arc getting the eARC, getting Dolby Atmos. So people were asking me about that. I know Brett Reed was asking about that, and I think someone else just took off from the chat that had to go to a baseball practice that asked me about that too. But
I mean, here I'll tell you guys what happened because you'll find out in my video. Basically, I'm getting Dolby Atmos from the apps, from Netflix, right? That's the only one I checked. However, when I try to run an uncompressed signal I tried 3 4K Blu-ray players, right? I tried the Samsung UB420, the LG UBK90, and the Sony X800M2. Tried all 3 of them. Different movies, obviously, to make it easier. Going through the QN90A to the Denon X3700H, and the weirdest thing happened. eARC worked, right? I was getting Dolby True HD, but I wasn't getting Atmos. And until I turned eARC off, then I would get Atmos, but it's the compressed Atmos. Right. So something's wrong with the eARC. I mean, in the like eARC is supposed to send an uncompressed signal, right? So it was doing that. It was sending Dolby True HD, but it was not sending Dolby Atmos via Dolby True HD from either of those players through the TV to the Denon. So I don't know what's going on. And it already updated, so it's on the latest firmware. So it's pretty strange. It's pretty strange. So, you know, if I was trying to like figure out which one I would go with, Sony or Samsung, I might just lean over to the Sony. However, again, if I'm putting this in a bedroom where I don't have an AV receiver, then it's a moot point. So yeah,
fair enough.
Yep.
This one, FOMO and whoever else has gotten the U8G, love it so far. Got lucky with the near perfect uniformity. Got a Series X from Target. Got lucky there too. Tested with USG. See my chat for the question. I got you. He's got a check as well. So
yeah, it's a $10 one. Oh no, it's the same one.
This is the one, but I think he said something else. Like he must have said, I got all this stuff here, but I'm going back up. Going back up.
Oh, and by the way, Ninjishin, I saw your video on the Then Audio Shark. I was actually going to order one. I think that might be the cure for all this stupid eARC nonsense.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, I almost went with that last year. But
is the what?
It's a device that'll turn any receiver into the ability to have eARC.
So basically, what you're doing is you're taking one HDMI cable and splitting it up into 2. So you can go one.
Is that the
TV
HD Fury?
No, it's the Then Audio. I'll pull it up. Then Audio. I literally looked it up and then I saw Ninjishin's video about it. What is this? Zone 2?
Yeah, Andrew Purity. You have to throw up the comment again. I see oh, here we are. Okay. There we go. The question was about the ghosting, black ghosting when gaming. What do you think about that?
So there is ghosting issue still. Hisense is working on it. Now it's better than the H9G, but gaming in particular, especially some have told me in Returnal, they noticed that as well. And I think it's a blue ghosting they're calling it as well. But Hisense is aware of it and they're working on it. Whether or not they'll fix it is another matter. So we just have to assume that they can't. So keep that in mind. If you're within a return period, and this is a deal breaker, assume that it may be a hardware issue more than a software, but they are aware and they're trying to get this fixed.
Gotcha. And speaking of a hardware fix, here we go. This is what you're talking about.
Yeah. So basically, I mean, honestly, I really feel like these console manufacturers should just have 2 HDMI ports, one for audio and one for audio/video. Like, I mean, this is kind of like what it's going to do. The same thing. You connect. Let me scroll through the little pictures here, and you know, like it says, connect to a AVR amplifier, connect to TV eARC, and then here are like some configurations, right? So
this is more or less like the Arcana HD Fury, basically the same thing. Yeah.
It looks a little cheaper. I mean, less expensive, so that could be a thing too. I don't know.
Yeah, I was literally going to order one last week when I saw it. I was just like, oh, this is cool. I can do this, and then try it out, and then that would, you know, effectively
$200, about the same.
Yeah. Get rid of all these silly issues we're having with these TVs and these consoles. We'll see. We will see.
All right. Looking forward to your thoughts on the G1 versus A80J. No one really doing that comparison since I need an affordable OLED with ATSC 3.0. Those are my only options. Those are affordable.
Those are great options, man.
I would say affordable OLED would probably be more like the A1 versus the Vizio. No, I'm just kidding. We don't want either of those. A1 possibly. But anyways, G1, A80J. They're very similar TVs, or are very, you know, sorry, they're not similar TVs. They have similar brightness, but I think that is pretty much your gaming versus movie comparison there. I think, you know, if you want that tuner I think that the A80J is probably very similar to the G1 for brightness. I know that the G1 is brighter in SDR. It has a brighter full screen brightness. I actually just messed around with the sports mode on the G1 when I was watching sports last night, and it can really get bright in SDR with that sports mode on. It's very saturated, but when you're watching like basketball or hockey, like who really cares about how perfectly accurate the picture is? You're trying to get an impressive picture out of it. So I thought that in SDR, the G1 looked pretty cool. And the A80J looks really good in movies. So it looks really good for movies. I think that the Sony processor is better for motion, upscaling, everything, in my opinion. But, you know, I don't know. What do you guys think?
I just had a video testing out the brightness limiter on the A80J with gaming and SDR. And so with the Sony, there's no setting for the logo luminance like there is on LG. And so when the Sony detects that there's static images on the TV, it's going to dim everything instead of just those logos. So in my video, like it dropped in half pretty much the brightness. So when you're watching sports, like a lot of people have been asking me because I don't watch sports. So does the static images from sports or news or whatever, are you seeing it dim on that, or is it just in the SDR gaming really?
Well, that makes sense. I mean, there's no question that these Sonys are less bright than than the LGs in SDR. And when you're watching like commercials, you will notice that it goes back and forth. It's weird. Like I feel
that's the ABL.
You know, like the ABL, but then also like I feel like everything in the picture will be the same, and then all of a sudden some random part of it will be brighter on the A80J or A90J. And I feel like that might be like the XR processor trying to get you to focus in on a little brighter part of that image. I don't know, because it seemed like everything else was the same. And then all of a sudden there's a brighter part to it. And then all of a sudden it's, you know, then it's back to being less bright overall. So yeah, it is back and forth. Definitely interesting to see.
And now you guys both have seen the G1 A80J. Not everyone, a lot of people are complaining that the A80J ABL is a bit too aggressive, but not a lot of mention on the G1. So the G1 is less aggressive ABL then?
So what I'm seeing is because LG has that setting to specifically identify static elements and dim just those, it can do that without dimming the image. Sony, when it detects those static images, it just starts dropping like 2 nits, 2 nits, 2 nits, 2 nits until it's about half of the brightness.
Yeah, and as far as if you're just when I had all these TVs on watching those basketball games and watching SportsCenter and all that, consistently the LGs were just brighter on SDR. It was just like, you know, and it could be the modes they were in too, because I'm in like, you know, ISF bright versus custom. So, you know, we're not in like exact brightness, like the same levels.
Well, yeah, keep it classy. Your volume is a bit low.
I just turned my mic up. Is that any better?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, turn it up a bit more.
Okay. Better?
It's all good. Yep, yeah, that sounds good. He sounds pretty good to me. I think it's just, yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Anyways, so I hope that helps, Bobby. You know, I think this is really tough. And also consider that the G1, you're going to have to decide whether or not you want to put that on the wall. In my video where I'm doing the A90J, I have an A90J and the G1 this weekend. I'm comparing those two TVs like full on. And that is a big consideration, is whether or not you're going to put the G1 on the wall. And if you're not going to put it on the wall, I still think it's okay. I know people will be like, well, why would I buy that if it's not going to put on the wall? Well, it's their best TV, so it still looks cool on a stand. You have to buy the feet. So A80J, if you wanted that to be even better, you can get that remote, but you'd have to pay another $80 for that remote to be backlit like the A90J. So there's a little add-on for either one of these TVs, but the G1 on the wall, it's got to be flat. It can't turn left and right on the mount it comes with. You got to buy feet or get a Visa mount. Either way, those are also good options. So hope that helps.
All right, and I'm trying to share that one of those screens to you too.
Sure. Oh, is that relevant? There you go. Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So the LGs, this is the EOTF curve out of the box, and you can see the yellow line is what it should be. The gray is what it is out of the box. So this is that, near black.
Yeah, and it's a little dark.
Crush.
So underneath the yellow is a little.
This is what needs to be fixed. On the Sony, it follows this pretty well, and then it actually in the mid range is a little bit over.
So let's address that real quick. If we're on the subject, did you discover why Vincent To found his A90J to have dark crushing in exactly those videos where people are seeing the opposite on the LG, having what you're seeing? What's the distinction?
It's the even darker range down here in the below 5, because the Sony has a 20-point control. So I don't know if he did a manual calibration or auto cal, because if you do auto cal, it can't do anything down here. But if you're doing manual, there's ways around it. You can, drop the gamma setting and then raise everything else higher. You can, drop the brightness down 1 and then raise everything else higher. There's ways to correct for it. Whereas with auto cal, it's just going to ignore that.
So that's what people needed to hear, is as long as they get it calibrated, it could be addressed. Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
And from what I like, this is just my non-scientific experience. I just can't believe that they would say a Sony has less detail. It's not, from what I'm seeing, there's just it's not possible. Like in everything that I'm seeing, there's more detail in the Sonys, and every image that I put up, every still of, I think FOMO and I played a couple of them that it was close, but for the most part, I couldn't really understand that. So it's good you guys are talking about that.
All right, I'm going to pull up the one for the Sony real quick.
Sure. We'll get to the questions.
Ninjishin's saying the XR processor causes this. You can't calibrate it out. Well, can you just turn the XR processor off, or that part of it?
No, you can't turn that off. But D-Nice has said that he calibrates below 5, and then looking on the forum, there's other people saying, for years and years, TVs that only had 20 point or even less, that's what they would do. They would just find workarounds. So this is the Sony out of the box. So you can see there's not that big drop off. It's just a little tiny bit raised right there.
Yeah.
So it looks
but I mean, like at the same time, like, how noticeable is that when you're watching regular content? Probably not.
With the LG, you can't see what you can't see, so you don't know that the detail's missing. But it looks like crushed black. But you can go into.
No, but I mean in this Sony one.
Oh, this? Yeah. The
like,
Sony's
you won't
pretty
notice
much fine. You're not going to really notice that. That's close enough.
Would this account for any of the, like, if you have like a almost completely pitch black screen, would you notice any of this possibly? If you're in a black, dark room and black screen, would you notice this kind of stuff? Is that noticeable or not at all?
On the Sony, I don't think it's that much of it. It's just a little tiny bit of overshooting. But in the LG, there is quite a bit of crushing. So, but I have a video on how you can just raise the RGB values a little bit, and it lifts that up, and then they're pretty much the same.
Well, make sure to check out his video. I appreciate it, dude. I'm going to put this one up here. Finally got you guys live. Alexander Fleener.
Alexander, what's up, man?
What's up, man?
Right.
He got hashtag TrueCut.
Yeah.
Is this someone that works with them, or is this he's just interested?
Speaking of
TrueCut,
TrueCut, if you guys are curious, this Friday we'll have them on live to answer your questions. A follow-up. So this Friday at around 3:00, we'll have the TrueCut team on. So if you guys have any questions, come on, ask them. They want to address it, whatever they can, and because a lot of people had questions earlier. So yeah, Alexander, if you're free, man, come on by and ask me what you want.
Wait, so we got FOMO is doing 4 live videos this week.
Oh, I know.
You are
It's
a
like-
crazy person. You are on a mission, a man with a plan. I like it.
Yes.
Good stuff.
Oh,
Craziness.
And he's-
Craziness.
And he's doing another full time. He is a busy dude. You guys are busy guys. All right, Lee Smith. When will the Z9J be released? Well, I don't have an ETA. I've been asking about it. Well, we've been asking about the 85-inch, so that might even be different. Well, is it the only size, or do they have different sizes?
they have a 75 and an 85.
85,
85 is like 10 grand. 75 is 8. You know, they're pretty expensive. Yeah.
So
Summer-
we don't know. Do you know?
We know it's
hopefully?
summer. I haven't been getting a exact date from Valley Electronics, so they'll let me know as soon as they have an exact date. But yeah, as soon as we get that, we'll let you guys know.
Cool. Let me get down a little further. That might be all of them. Wait, we had another one. There we go. We got a couple of them. You know how I literally lost like 1,000 comments just there going down. So now I lost. I know Rainer put something up there, but I lost his. But we already had this one up, right?
Alexander,
Nope.
Lee Smith. Okay, the next one is the Rainer Richter's. Yeah, we had that one already. Wait, no.
No, this is
No,
different.
this is a new
that's
one.
the new one.
This is okay.
Same guy, different.
Yeah, Rainer put it up there. Rainer put one up there that said,
It was just a "You are amazing"
amazing.
super
What's up,
sticker,
Ray?
and then
Appreciate
right
it.
after that was the France
yeah,
Franco Jr. $5.
I got that. And yeah, it says, does anyone know why Samsung stopped the One Connect box option at 4K TVs in North America? Well, I have my opinion about it, and I think it's just because a lot of people wall mount their TVs in America, and I just don't think that they wanted to have that box having to be hit in the wall. You know, you can't technically put that cord that they run inside walls. A lot of other countries have
Yeah, you
stone
can't.
walls.
Oh, that's a
So-
good point.
Yeah,
You can't, you know, I think in a lot of other countries, or in our country too, for anyone that tabletop mounts a TV, it's not a big deal. But if you're trying to put that wire in the wall, it is technically not in-wall rated. They used to have a power cord and that wire, but then you still couldn't hide all the wires. The point is that, I don't know, I think that could be a reason. It just might be an inconvenience for a lot of people to have to deal with that. And maybe it's just more convenient to have a TV with all inclusive, but they still have that for the Samsung frame, and they have it for the QN900A in America. Is that correct, FOMO? They have it for the QN900A in America?
Yes, the 900, I think maybe the 800, but
The
another
8K
reason,
models.
yeah, and another reason is it's a premium. They found that Americans, they have a very specific budget in mind, including the box also raises it by a couple hundred. That pushes it
Yeah.
even farther away from OLED / QNED or the nano cell, and they want it to be price conscious at the 4K level. So they're treating the 4K TV as quote unquote a budget. Adding the box takes them out of that budget as well.
Okay. Yep.
Cool. Well, here we go. Go right into the stay with the Samsung FOMO QN90A. After looking at FOMO's review, but lacking the Dolby Vision is a slap in the face by Samsung to consumers. How necessary is Dolby Vision?
All right. So 3 points. Number one, Xbox Series X gaming doesn't have Dolby Vision. Is that important to you? Number two, Netflix. If you watch a lot of Netflix, it does Netflix without Dolby Vision. You still get HDR, but it's a touch warmer than the TV with Dolby Vision. I think it's accurate because they all look very similar. It's a touch cooler. So that's something to think about. But on HDR, regular HDR movies with or without Dolby Vision, it's a difference of I guess the look. A lot of people love Dolby Vision. So if you have a preference for Dolby Vision, then obviously, right? But if you don't care either way, it may or may not make a big difference for you. So that's just something to keep in mind. It's hard for me to say because personally, I like OLED, so I'd go with OLED and Dolby Vision. But if I was to choose a non-OLED, the Dolby Vision wouldn't keep the QN90A off my list. It'd be other things.
It'd be other things. I mean,
yeah.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say it reminds me of HD DVD versus Blu-ray.
Yeah.
And I have a feeling most content's gonna end up going Dolby Vision.
Yeah,
It's
I
just
think
so
that's true.
ubiquitous right now. Like even with Vudu, which is what we use a lot, we've got Dolby Atmos, Dolby Vision. When we're streaming on the LG, or if I'm just streaming on the Xbox or the Apple TV or the Nvidia Shield. So I mean, like, honestly, I think Samsung should get their out of there and do this already.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
I don't think it's like I don't think the QN90A has to have it, but I'm just thinking like Keep It Classy said, it's just an eventuality. I mean, like just get with it already. But I think that Samsung TVs look fine without it. Like I could put a Samsung TV in HDR10 plus next to, you know, a Sony and Dolby Vision, and they both look good. And maybe the Samsung's even brighter, and maybe that, you know, that brightness advantage. I've, you know, like for example, I watched Endgame and I did this comparison QLED versus OLED, and 3 OLEDs all had Dolby Vision. The QLED didn't. You know, it had the HDR10, and it had a much brighter looking face. In a specific scene that was dark, where Hawkeye's fighting one of the bad, like, you know, Japanese like gangsters or whatever, and it just looked way better on the Samsung because it's just much brighter. So all the other OLEDs couldn't really hit the brightness level that you should be watching it at anyways. So, you know, it's just like tit for tat. You're going to have, like you said, you're going to have other issues with Samsung. The lack of Dolby Vision, while it may be a slap in the face, or it may be necessary eventually, or you should just get with the program, it's not like a deal breaker for the TV. It's just annoying, I think, you know, so that would be my opinion. So Joe the Average super sticker. Appreciate it, Joe the Average. I think he had a comment in there that he said he enjoys this too. So I appreciate it. We enjoy everyone here. Hey, by the way, guys, I don't know if you saw, but they announced Amazon Prime Day.
Yeah, the 21st
and the 22nd. Woo! So, hey, the 21st, Monday, the 21st, get ready. We're going to have an all-day live stream on Be the Installer's channel.
Hey, so wait, when is it? When is Prime Day?
Monday, the 21st,
yep,
and the 22nd on Tuesday. So on the 21st, I'll probably start around noon Pacific. So 3 p.m. Eastern, and I'll probably just go as long as possible. And we'll maybe bounce around to channels. We'll see what happens, but going to definitely give away some products. I'm going to have a bunch of products in the house to give away to people. Probably going to give away at least one or two TVs. We'll see what happens. We'll see how it goes. So we'll see how yeah, it'll be fun. So, and while we will talk about TVs, we also can talk about any kind of tech products you want and figure out. We can talk about smartwatches, phones, like TV mounts, just AV products, whatever you guys want to talk about. Happy to talk about. I'm going to try to bring on some people maybe that have some special, you know, that do videos on other things too as well, and see what we can do. So just wanted to get that out. But here, Cyborg has a question. Guys, after hearing the news, PC, PS5, getting new AMD Fidelity update, what are your views with syncing TV with FreeSync Premium? I have no idea. Why don't we, one of you guys go for it?
So this is going to be rough for the Sony owners. Sony doesn't even have VRR, but let's say they do have VR working at some point. I doubt it's going to be FreeSync Premium compatible. Right now, only 3 brands have FreeSync Premium per se, which is Vizio, Samsung, and Hisense. But Samsung has Premium working best, actually Premium Pro. So it's almost as if this is built for Samsung TVs. So I don't know how important it is for everyone else who doesn't have Samsung TVs. What are you thinking about this, Classy?
We could probably go more into it on Saturday when it's more gaming.
Oh yeah,
focused.
all right,
Yeah.
but, all right.
You know,
Give him a little taste.
A little taste.
Honestly, VRR to me is like on console. I just don't think it's that important. On PC, it is, and it's the other thing with 120 FPS. Like from the beginning, like you can kind of barely tell that it's at 120 when you're on a console. But the difference is on a PC with a mouse, you have that precision, whereas with an analog stick, you don't. So to me, that it's just not the same experience. So to me, it's not as important on console.
Well, that was a nice shortened technical answer for something that I couldn't have said, but kind of agree with, you know, so good. That's why we're all here. I like it. Cyborg, sounds like you're going to have a good stream this weekend. I wish I could be around this weekend. I really kind of wanted to premiere that video of mine, but I'm going to be out of town. I'm going to be at a wedding. Got to go see the cousins. We're a year delayed from their wedding, so it is what it is. And it's not 2 cousins getting married. Just even though I'm from Wisconsin, don't think that. Oh yeah, no one's even listening to my joke there. Everybody missed it. Everybody's doing their own thing right now.
It's too smart for me, man.
No worries. I was just talking about incest cousins in Wisconsin, and you guys all missed it. All right, Big T Naples. Costco doesn't have a C177. They just listed A1 and A80J. Any idea when they will? Trying to get with the Costco warranty versus Best Buy, Amazon. You know what? We'd like to order by June. I mean, we don't know for sure, but you know, Costco sometimes they switch over sometimes toward the summer with these. It probably is just a stock thing. Would you think, FOMO? They probably just have a bunch of C10s left.
Yeah, that and the thing is, if they're moving C10s, I choose the C10 over the A1 all day long because the biggest difference is that 120 hertz native panel. Motion is motion, and 120 hertz makes it easy. Even the True Cut guy says, look, if you could have a choice, 120 hertz makes it easier to get better motion. Even with True Cut, they still prefer 120 hertz.
Cool. Yeah, and I actually, you know, it's funny. I don't know. I told you guys I was sending the G1 back because I don't like the pink and like I had some issues with the G1. There's a lot of issues, but I'm not sending it back because I sent it back because I want to get a different TV and I'm not really sold on it overall. However, I would still recommend it to people. So I'm not like crapping on it, like full stop. I'm just saying I got other things to do. So we got, you know, the G1 was an experiment. I'd actually considered putting it in my bedroom and then not having the A90J and then getting the big A90J for the living room and then having a Sony and having an LG and all that. You know how that goes. But the G1 didn't impress me as much as I thought it would. I watch a lot of movies in my bedroom, so I'm like, I'm sticking with the A90J. So there's the synopsis of which one's better, I guess, in my opinion. But it did bring up a good idea that I thought maybe I should do a video on, you know, which TV to buy because of how hard it is to buy and return products and which one, you know, treats you well and which one is a pain in the butt. And so, you know, LG has a company called Innovel pick up their TVs and drop them off. It's a company, it's a Costco company. So Costco/Innovel actually delivers you and picks up TVs from LG's website. And man, that was just a mess all the way around from start to finish. Buying the TV, getting it delivered. It showed up. Then when I think I sent a message to them like a month ago saying, hey, I want to take this back. No response for 2 weeks. Oh, we'll call some guys, some random guys today showed up, no license plate on their car. They slammed.
Oh no.
They pulled up to the wrong side. They were like, they went down to the other end of the street. I thought it was them. They were, first of all, they said, I'll be there in a half an hour. It took them an hour and 15 minutes to get there. They turned around, they pulled up and they slammed on their brakes next to my house. And I heard all the other TVs slam up to the front of the truck. I'm like, seriously, dudes? Two dudes jumped out of their car, out of the truck. One guy came up. I was standing there. I'm like, what's up? He's like, hey, which TV? That one? He grabbed it, put it on his shoulder, walked out, hit my basketball hoop with the TV on his way out. Then he stood it up on its end. And then him and the other guy were maneuvering it in there. All of a sudden, boom. And I'm like, that better not have been my TV, dude. Like, so immediately I talked to LG, of course. But then these two dudes just got in the truck when we were going to like leave without even saying like goodbye. I'm like, do I get a receipt or anything? Oh, no, we don't have any receipts. No receipts. Just call. He goes, just call customer. I'm like, call what? Customer service. I'm like, dude, you're just going to show up and take the TV from me without giving me a receipt? Nothing. Like, so the best I got was I took a snapshot of their delivery pickup. That's it. It had my name on it. So they had my name on it. It was a little sketch, to be honest, but I have to admit, you know, Best Buy has a third party that delivers their TV. So it's not a whole ton better. I mean, the guy from Best Buy had the Hisense TV with the screen down on top of his head like this. And Amazon, you know, when I took a TV back to Amazon, I had to take it back to UPS, and then they got it almost all the way to the to the Amazon Center in Arizona, and then they reshipped it to me again. So the same broke ass TV showed up twice, and I'm just like, okay, they all kind of have problems, but the kind of the long story short is at least you can take a TV into Best Buy and just give it back to them. That's a good part, you know. So
yeah,
that was kind of a long tangent. Yeah, try here. Hold on, let me get you bigger. That didn't work.
Anyway, you can kind of see the TV. Like when Best Buy delivered my 77 C1, it was sitting there half hanging out of the back of that truck for 20 minutes while he reorganized the truck. And then he just did what you said, put it up on his shoulder and carried it.
Man. Fun stuff. These people are crazy. Anyways, yeah. So the point is, Big T Naples. We don't know for sure, but I remember when I was installing last. Yeah, I guess I wasn't really installing last summer because it was COVID, but the year before that, let's just say with the C9 to C10, it was sometime in early summer. I thought that they switched over, but I do like the Costco warranty. Although Best Buy does have the burn-in warranty too, so you have to buy the extended warranty on that. But I would definitely wait. June 11th. I don't know why you'd want to order by June 11th, but you could wait for Amazon Prime Day, which is just 10 days later. So I would probably just, unless you got some big sporting event you need to get to, I would wait for 10 more days.
Yeah. I was just going to say, if it's a LG and an OLED, I wouldn't worry about the Costco warranty, because LG will probably replace the panel if you have burn-in, and their warranty is through what's Allstate now. And all I hear about them is if they have to replace the TV, they'll just give you any TV of that size instead of cutting you a check or the same model or a similar model or something like that. So.
Remember, just don't say the word burn-in.
Yeah, I like that. That's good advice, man. Smart. All right, Leon, man, what's up? Best TV for 12-foot viewing distance, 50% gaming, 50% Netflix. Going for the 83-inch A90J or C1, or should I just go for 77-inch A80J or C1? I would say, I know FOMO's like, get the biggest one.
Yep.
I would say I've been in a lot of houses with a lot of these TVs. 12 feet, a 77-inch is plenty big for 12 feet away for most people. So you could save a lot of money there. Definitely would be large enough. Is 6 inches going to help? I mean, it's extra 6 inches wide, which is, what did we say? China was like 4 inches. Yeah, I know. Well, I made a funny incestual joke about my family and no one laughed. So I wasn't going to go again. Anyways.
I mean,
what do you guys think?
I sit 14 feet away and I'm at a 65 and I'm like, you know what? I should just go 83.
Yeah.
So that's just me.
But if they didn't have an 83,
I have access.
You probably would say a 77 would be
77. Yeah, but it's a tough one because like I have no idea what an 83-inch TV looks like in person. I just know it's going to be huge. I'm like, well, you know what? My video games are going to be like, I can actually sit back and play the video games instead of being on my chair, like at the edge, like I can't see anything, and then it's just going to make a bigger situation for, movies. And then, I'm upgrading all my speakers. So like, there's all kinds of stuff happening here. So I figure I might as well go big. So
yeah, if you go big, too, you got to put the TV a little lower or put on a stand. I mean, they're big too. So they're, I had that TCL TV in here. I just threw it right up on the same mount as the other one was on, and it was like 7 feet in the air. We were like looking straight up. Yeah, it was pretty high. But no, what do you think, Cecil?
I was gonna say the 75 to 77 range. I always say it's do you want the big TV experience or the small theater experience? I mean, I used to be like 15, 14 feet away. I had to go with a 120-inch projector screen when I was in that house. Now I'm 7.5 feet, and I think the 77 is too small.
I like it. So you like him big, just like I think that's the same as Brian too. Go ahead. What are you gonna say?
I just want to say just one comment, and this is why people have FOMO. Once you consider the 83 and you don't go for the 83, you're always going to second guess yourself. And that's exactly what he even mentioned. 83, he's always going to wonder. And how much would that have looked like? Putting that to rest worth to you? 1,000, 2,000. Like your marriage, right? Why you spend how much? But if she's like, dude, I can't stand your whining anymore, just go get the 83-inch.
For me, Mrs. Classy told me yesterday when I got the A80J, she's like, we're not getting another TV because she doesn't want to help me put another one up. And yesterday, she's like, I don't like that TV. It's not as big as the 85 we had.
There you go.
I like it. Mrs. Classy. I like that. That's pretty funny. I know your last name isn't Classy.
No.
So I hope that helps, Leon. FOMO says, stop the FOMO. Get the 83. Well, he also says which one. I have a rule that if it's 50% gaming and 50%, you're on that border, I'd have to say, man, just get the A90J. If you're already going for an 83-inch and then you buy the second best 83-inch, how are you gonna come on? Just get go for the gold, man. Come on. If you're talking about,
what they say,
talking about it, if you're talking about the 83-inch A90J, he's got the money for it. So just get it.
It's over.
Yeah. It's go big and then go home and watch a movie.
Exactly.
There it is.
There you go. Give yourself a
Or a
That's what I got for my joke.
yeah.
All right. Oh, here we go.
All right, Ravi Shankar's back with another super chat. Thanks, man. I really appreciate it. Thanks for answering all the questions. Wish I could buy an OLED, but my family room has 8 windows. Watch a lot of TV during the daytime. How to get a good screen without dirty screen effect? Well, you know what's up? I'm in that same situation. We got 7 large windows, and 1, 2, 3. I think 5 of them face west. And my wife, like it happened the other day. She watched the darkest show on Netflix in the middle of the afternoon, like at 4 p.m. I'm like, why do you always do this? Like, it makes no sense. So I went in and I did just a quick calibration on vivid mode, just to kind of, I made it like, warm instead of cool, and just try to get it as looking as much as cinema mode as possible, and then just boosted up all the brightness and the OLED light so that she can see. So now it's set up. I'm like, just go to vivid, but like, here's the thing: when the sun goes down, they'll keep it on vivid. I'm like, you guys got to change this. So I don't know about you wanting to fiddle around with it. I think you can do an OLED. But it's just a matter of like where you position it in the room, and of course, getting your picture settings dialed in so you can jump from a dark room mode to a bright room mode very quickly. And so it's got to be brainless for your family to do it too, right? It can't be like jumping. Oh, we got to go into here, and then we need to change 4 different things. You just got to go change one thing, done, right? And then make sure they change it back, because like they were watching basketball later on at like 7 p.m. Like, it's so bright. What are you guys doing?
You got to, anyway. You know what? You got to sell one of those dogs or get another job and get some of those blackout curtains, man.
Oh, dude, we have curtains. It just sucks.
I'm just kidding.
They're just huge. You'll see.
No.
You'll see when you're here.
Yeah, no, it's tough, and the good way how to get rid of a screen, how to get a good screen without dirty screen effect, set some standards. If you're buying a Samsung, damn them, take it back until you get a good one, and put that onus on Samsung for not making these screens cleaner.
Yep.
So you know what? Take it home, take it out of the box. You get 14 days at the very minimum. Doesn't work, pack it back up and send it back, man.
And it's a pain to pack these things up.
It is.
Just so you know.
It's a pain in the butt, but you know what? You got to do what you got to do if you don't want to look at that, because a lot of people say ignorance is bliss. If you don't look at it and you don't see that dirty screen, you'll never see it. But if you run a uniformity test and you find those spots, then you're going to see it every time you put something on that's bright, So appreciate the super chat. I hope this helps. Let us know if you have any other questions. Happy to help. And I wanted to say what's up to Leanne's on, a friend of mine who I've done some things here. She helped. She's an interior designer, so she jumped over from a crypto stream to check us out. So what's up?
That's awesome,
man. How you doing?
Oh my. Crypto's up, man. There's all
the only girl in here. No, I'm just
the only going. Yeah, probably.
That's funny. Probably is. No, there's a couple girls that come in here and ask questions, and they're awesome. So I appreciate all the support, man or woman, or in between. All right, have a Q9. What is it? Q9. What's a Q9? Anyone? Q9?
Q90A maybe?
Oh yeah, I don't know. Q9. Just got the 77-inch A80J. Missed the brightness. Would be fine with the 90A or just the used to the OLED. I think maybe the Q9 was supposed to be over with the 90A. I'm not sure. Confusing me. But either way, missed the brightness. Would I be fine with the 90A or just get used to OLED? Well, I mean, there is one better than the Q80A, or sorry, the A80J, and that's the A90J. So maybe that's what he's talking about. I don't know. I'm confused.
I think the big difference in brightness there, though, would be SDR. He's probably got some older Samsung or something.
Oh yeah, Q900A.
You're not going to get
super
that.
bright. Yeah.
Yeah. So he would probably need the 90A or maybe the X95J.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would say, I came from the same situation, JB, where I had KS8000, watching TV on that all the time. I've been switching to, I've had a bunch of different TVs in my room. Now I control the light. When I had that in SDR, it was really bright, and I'd have to turn it down or have the ambient detection on so it wasn't so bright. I just can't go back now. Watch some more HDR movies. I just can't I can't get over how great the HDR looks on things like the A80J and the A90J or even a C10. and just how sharp the picture is compared to these older Samsungs. You know, you got to get over that brightness. If you like the brightness, yeah, you definitely would like the QN90A, but it's not going to be remarkably different. It may have better, you know, near black than that TV he has, though, right? Anyone? Bueller? I feel like I'm on this stream with myself.
I skipped those couple years.
I'm reading.
I do have a
some
KS8000. I was actually going to pull out the KS8000 and see how it compares to TVs today.
I say get the QN90A because you could flex between deep blacks when you have the what's it called, off, dynamic contrast off, super deep blacks, almost OLED like. Turn it on, and you got U8G brightness that's too bright. So I think you get to flex between both of them.
Yeah. Anyways, no, that's cool. Let's I think he needs to get an A90J 70 or 83 inch too. That'll solve the problem. Then you don't have to worry about it. Does anyone know why TVs in the UK are significantly more expensive than the US? Yep. Also interested in the Panasonic JZ1500. Any thoughts? Feel free to tackle it, FOMO.
Well, if you get TVs and they're shipped from Asia, in the US it's pretty easy. You just go across the Pacific, right, to California. But in the UK, you got to go through the Suez Canal and gets trapped, and then suddenly all hell breaks loose. So you got shipping charges are a little bit different, and then let's not talk about tariffs and all those different things. They're being treated differently. So in the USA, it might end up being more expensive next year if we start hammering China with tariffs. So there's a lot of things unrelated to the actual production costs and oftentimes related to carriage and taxation / tariffs. And JZ1500, I think is going to be awesome because it has the backplate cooler, right? The heatsink without the additional expense of high-end audio that's on the JZ2000. I'm really looking forward to that review against the A90J. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah. Logistics, man. It is expensive to ship products. I imported some things from China, some TV mounts, some things. I'm in the import-export business, mostly export. But yeah, the TV mounts, and man, it's expensive to get that stuff shipped over. So I can imagine with TVs and all the volume they do, it is a logistical nightmare to get these TVs to those countries that, like, I don't know why Canada is so expensive though. Canada has a pretty big premium for a lot of TVs.
And it's not just TVs too, like AV receivers, audio equipment, and stuff like that. It's pretty expensive.
It's all going to that universal health care. That's why, right?
Who knows?
I'm laughing because TechnoDad's now giving financial advice.
Yeah.
I love it.
What's happening?
If he's
I was talking
if
to
you're
Wes.
trying with Leanne, she's all up in Doge and all that, man. She knows her stuff. She's gonna be before you know it, you're gonna be all invested in Dogecoin. Be careful.
I already am, bro. Like, what are you talking about?
I don't mean be careful like she's gonna run you in the wrong direction. I'm just saying be careful before all your money's invested.
Oh yeah, no.
And you know, the crypto market's been up and down lately too.
Oh
so
man, I can't follow that.
Yeah, that's a lot of work.
It's too much. You got to buy it when it's low, and then just don't look at it. Then do something else. That's just like regular stock market. If you look at it every day, you're gonna go crazy. Yeah. So
Cost dollar average or whatever? That's like
cost. Yeah. You can do
that.
Well,
here's a thought for you guys. If we invested all the TVs we bought in the last 2 years into Dogecoin, we'd be driving Lamborghinis today.
Yeah,
I'd have like 3 purple Lamborghinis, like different shades. You know,
just like in the beginning of the pandemic, if you invested in like Ethereum and like Bitcoin, like it was like a couple $100.
Look,
for Ethereum.
And she's saying, imagine how many TVs you could buy now.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, I have a farm mining for Ethereum, but my problem is I keep selling it every couple of weeks.
Yeah, there you go.
Hey, Yeah.
Anyway, Spillage Village, do you guys have any follow-up opinions regarding the whole C1 is a G1 discussion? Did you guys see LG's response? Should we just go with the C1 and service menu change this year and save some cash? What do you guys think?
Okay, I have my opinions, and I know Classy Tech has a take on that. I don't like going to the service menu doing stuff. I mean, I know you could do it. I know it's an unlock, but if I'm going to go through that much trouble, I just get the G1. But the G1 has those, wall mount only, right? Then you got to find a stand mount, blah, blah, blah. So I think LG kind of it messed up this year with that, but I still wouldn't go in the service menu because the difference isn't even that huge. A couple of people have already mentioned they've done it, and they measured a 10% bump, but they didn't really see a difference. Like Classy, I know you talk a lot about that. What are your thoughts on that?
It's really hard to say. I mean, it depends on the size too, because I mean, the 70s, the bigger ones are pretty much going to be able to do it, and then it's, do you want to worry about updates or not, and if you're going to be able to do the next update or not? Are you do you want the Dolby Vision 120 hertz gaming when that comes out, that kind of stuff? But I don't think it's that much of a difference. I think the last guy I saw measured like 710, somewhere around there before, and like 750 or 760 after. So it's really not that much of a difference. And again, LG still in the smaller windows or the highlights, they drop off after the 10%, whereas Sony pushes the smaller window sizes. So it's, I don't think it's that big a deal.
Yeah, and I would just say, like, I think the C1's fantastic TV overall. I think it's great TV. So I think anyone getting an LG C1 is in for a great TV. I mean, of the 4 OLEDs, it's still one of the top 4 or 5 TVs of the year in the US. So, it's still a fantastic TV. And we're splitting hairs with some of these things. Who knows? I mean, they're very minor differences, but
we wouldn't know the difference if they weren't side by side. And
yeah,
since you're not going to have them side by side, you're not going to tell the difference.
And
I mean,
go ahead.
Both of them have strong points too. I mean, Sony has the better upscaling of lower res content. LG has, again, depends on the size, but like the 77-inch comes closer to D65 white point, whereas the other ones are Judd off point, white point. So if you're not getting it calibrated, then the 77 C1 might look better to you than a A80J. So there's just a lot more that goes into it.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah. What movie, scene, or video do you recommend when watching to adjust motion settings? I always struggle with seeing the differences. Well, you guys have your specific. What? You go ahead. Yeah, I'll let you go.
Well, I just wanted to, because I already told him, and this is from Keep It Classy. Obviously, the Netflix Army of the Dead at that 42-minute mark, right? 20 seconds. But I personally like the DVD or the Blu-ray with Lucy, where near the very end, where you have the mountain scene panning behind her. That one is really hard to get right. So I like looking at those two scenes myself.
And then the movie Legend with Tom Hardy, there's a scene where they're like in this dark restaurant or whatever, but there's bright lights on the walls, and the camera follows him as he walks around a corner and comes over to talk to someone. So it's a nice panning with somebody walking, and there's dark areas, bright areas. So I like that one too.
I've seen that movie about 30 times. Which scene is that? Where he's about to beat his brother up, or what?
It's where he was out to eat with the girl. It's
early on in the relationship.
20-30 minutes.
It's the incest scene, Brandon.
So
No, it's
I've used it a few times.
that only is in
videos.
Wisconsin. I'm just kidding. No, my mom and dad better not see this. They're gonna be mad at me. Yeah, no, that's a good movie. Legend's good. It's an interesting movie. A pretty cool British gangster movie. It's definitely cool. All right, so let's see. I actually there's a good one in Ready Player One. If you get that Ready Player One, when what's his name, Parzival, when he's trying to figure out who is who, he's reading across a bunch of news clippings in his van, and he's like looking from one to the next, and that pans really like slowly left and right, and it's got a lot of different images and logos and all that stuff. So that one's pretty intense too, and that's where I noticed that the QN90A had better motion than the A90J. It was really hard for the A90J to compete with the motion of the QN90A. I was pretty impressed with the Samsung for that reason. There we go. Prime Day coincides with Euro 2021.
Aha.
Ah, nice. People in Europe will be looking for some good deals to catch to avoid retailers doing big scoop deals. So Euro 2021 is not like the FIFA match. It's actually like another holiday type thing. Does anyone have a clue?
I don't watch. I'm not a soccer European football guy.
It looks like it might be a Euro 2021 must be similar to that, or some sort of like Black Friday in Europe.
or Super Bowl Friday.
I see.
Combining Super Bowl Black Friday together. Wait, so
Cyborg,
what day?
let us know, man.
What day is Prime Day? I mean, the day of the week.
It's on a Monday and Tuesday.
Ours is Monday, Tuesday.
So Euro 2021 is on a Monday or a Tuesday. That's kind of weird too, right? Like in the US, it's Super Bowl Sunday.
Yeah, I have no idea. I don't know if Euro 2021, if he means an event of some sort, or if he's talking about just some sort of shopping holiday as well. Not really sure.
I think it's that big. Isn't Euro 2021 the big soccer match in Europe?
I'm waiting for it to pop up in the comments.
I know
for someone to correct me and tell us what's going on.
Tech Med Rainer Richter, tell us, right? He's still
yeah.
Up.
They're all.
Oh, it's a tournament.
Euro 2021.
Yeah. It is.
I thought it was, but I wasn't certain. But yeah, so that I like that.
Okay,
I actually like. It's the tournament Americans aren't welcome to because we're not part of Europe, obviously. But we couldn't compete anyways.
If you think about it, we have the World Series here, but it's just us. So I mean, who's the real a-hole here? Us or everybody else? I don't know.
I like when they play against the different countries in baseball, but we lose half our good players though. Just like it hasn't happened. It hasn't happened in basketball yet. We have the leg up in basketball still. Even if we lose all the NBA players that play overseas, we still can, whittle together a good enough team to beat everybody in basketball. Except in 2000, which is where Rainer is currently. Actually, I think it was 2004 in Greece. That's the one we lost.
Greece. Oh, okay.
I think I lost a couple comments here. I got
the next one is France.
Oh,
France,
sweet.
You're on time.
What's up, dude? LG 77-inch G10 got new firmware update 3/21/21. Should I install it? Because I can't find anything that says don't, I guess, basically. What do you think? FOMO, do you know much about that new firmware update or anyone really?
Yeah, well, I think Classy Tech's probably got it too. It's mostly gaming fixes, right, Classy? The new firmware 21?
I haven't really been following the last year models, but on the C1s, G1s, no one's really had any complaints or issues or problems with it.
Yeah.
And it didn't
disable
the
one,
toggle.
Yeah, the 2020, the 21 are most, well, okay, the 18 was HDR, VR, but they're almost related to gaming at this point, and it hasn't dimmed anything that I've heard. But the new 21 that's just out, I think it's also maybe related to gaming, but they're not breaking anything at this point that I've heard.
Also, some of the C1s were having coil whine, and that was fixed in that update.
Okay.
Shauna, what you eating on over there, man? I need some food. I'm getting hungry.
Oh my gosh.
Fritters, caramel, what? Is it like caramel popcorn? Nice.
Quick FYI,
it's the only thing I have.
I'm gonna have to jump off in about a minute. Just give you guys
no worries, man.
I got caramel popcorn and Japanese whiskey. So, yeah.
You want to make a clean break? Go ahead, man.
Yeah. Actually, this is a good time to break. Hey, thanks everyone, and thanks for having me on as always. Gonna take my daughter to dance. I will see you all later.
Friday, you're going to have a stream with the guys from True Cut. And then this weekend, you're going to be doing another live with Keep It Classy and Tech with KG, right?
Yeah, we're going to talk gaming TVs. Any questions with gaming, those guys will have everything, and any minor details that you want to dive deep into settings or whatnot. And of course, all your questions that I can answer. Come on by this weekend. Thanks a lot, everyone. See you guys next time.
See you later.
Bye.
Everyone else, we're going to stick around and keep going here. We got some more questions to get through, so don't bounce off yet. We're going to kind of roll through these a little quicker here. But so it looks like we're going to be doing that. I think, my G1 got the firmware update. I didn't notice anything screwy with that, so that's good to go. Sorry if Jason says, sorry if I missed the Q&A, but what TV is best to process motion? Hate it when confetti goes across the screen and turns into pixel madness. That's an interesting question. So does he mean any TV period or what?
I guess, I mean, I'm not so, I know like FOMO has said before that he's sensitive to judder, right? So I turn off like all the smooth motion first thing I do, right? Because I can't stand that, like that soap opera effect and all that. And sometimes like even on my older LGs, like when that was on and something's flying across the screen, you get a bunch of, pixel madness is a good way. You get a lot of artifacting. I think that's what they call it. But I like pixel madness. That sounds cool.
If he's referring to the whole True Cut thing, if that's what he's talking about missing, that's as far as I know. In the future, nothing really to worry about right now. Right?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what TV to process motion. I think you just asked earlier, what is a good TV for motion? I
Yeah,
think was
Sony
the
usually has
question.
really good motion. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, I think so. From what I've seen, I think the best TV that I've reviewed so far for motion is probably the QN90A. Like, I think that the motion was the best in my opinion on that TV. As far as OLEDs go, I think they're, I know that they have the new, what was the new setting, cinematic motion on the LG OLEDs.
the
I think that'll,
motion or something.
yeah, the cinema motion or whatever, cinematic movie. I think a lot of people find that a good happy medium between the soap opera effect and the stutter, judder, whatever. I probably am a little bit toward the other end from China. I don't like to see that kind of juddery movement across the screen. So, I like the Sonys when I dial them in. I think that they work pretty good. And then in combination with the ability to upscale and, just how sharp the picture quality is, that's why I am becoming more of a fan of Sony, though I didn't own a Sony before a couple years ago. So, I think everyone has their own preference, but you got to find what you like best. OLEDs, they have a little bit of noise because individually lit pixels and all, so you're going to have a little bit more random noise with some of those TVs, but I hope that answers the question.
Yeah, and I'm like Channa, I don't like soap opera at all, but on your Sony, I would try putting the smoothness to minimum and the clearness to 1. That just gives you a little bit of black frame insertion, so there's no soap opera effect. But
you can dial in the very, very minimum settings and then kind of go from there and see what you like. I just don't like, there's a few times in movies where the judder will be noticeable, but for me, majority of the time it's not. So, unless you're, and we watch a lot of football and stuff. And so there's not, and basketball. So there's not any judder in any of that kind of stuff when all the motion smoothing is off. So for me, it's not really a huge deal.
This would be a good one for you, Channa. This guy's trying to figure out why the price of the 100-inch is so much more expensive. And you and I have talked about price not being linear. Do you want to give him a heads up on why it's 20 grand?
It's a matter of dude, the shit's big, bro. They have to make it big, and it's just imagine the machines they need to make it make a 100-inch TV as opposed to a 55, 65, or even 75. It's just the manufacturing process, man. And then that glass, 100 inches of glass, unbroken, how delicate they have to be. I mean, even with the 83-inch OLED, they have to cut that out of the big sheet, and they can't mess up.
Yeah.
So
yeah, they're probably gonna sell 10 of them, and there's no competition, so why not?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. There's a little bit of not to be rude, but stupid factor to it. They're gonna buy it. We're gonna sell it for 20 grand if you're gonna buy it, man. I mean, they're doing their actuary, they're doing their math at home. They got the numbers, the costs, and then they're
everybody's
fee.
Bitcoin rich now, so they're screw it.
my only question is, why is it the X90J, man? If it would be better if it was the X95J, I wish there was, have the anti-reflective coating. There's reasons for everything, I'm sure, but yeah, it's expensive, man. You're probably better off at that price. I would just get a projector and some speakers and just, you can, do a lot of stuff.
Yeah, $20,000. You can get a fantastic native 4K projector. You can get a JVC NX7. You can get a really awesome screen from Screen Innovations, custom made, or even a Stewart screen, like 120-inch, depending. If you got to have 12.5 feet a throw distance minimum, but dude, you can get a 120-inch screen for half that price and projector. Probably have a better experience.
Yeah. Well, here we go. We're going to go straight. Keep him rolling. Hey, once he starts talking AV, we got to keep him rolling.
I own a Paradigm V2 Studio 100 center speaker ADP surrounds with Klipsch 140SA Atmos speakers. Am I missing anything with newer speakers? Chances are not really. I mean, speakers are speakers. They'll last for 12, 15 years, as long as they're you don't have a little kid gouging out the tweeter or something like that. They're gonna be just fine. I sold my 12-year-old pair of 5.1 Klipsch setup in 2016, and somebody's just gonna use them for another 20 years. They just You want to keep your speakers, you like the way they sound, just keep them. The things that change a lot are like AV receivers, HDMI specs, like all that kind of nonsense, TVs. But yeah, you're fine unless you want to upgrade your speakers, then do it. If not, you're probably fine, man.
So what you're saying is you can buy a set of speakers, have kids, keep them from destroying them, kick the kids out, and still keep the speakers. That's a pretty good investment.
Once the kids move out, how about that? Once the kids move out, the speakers will still be there. Yeah,
that's what I meant.
Yeah,
well, it depends on when you kick them out. I'm planning on kicking mine out at 18 when they go to college.
18?
That's what I meant. Yeah,
okay.
They could probably. My 6-year-old says he's going to live with us forever, but
that's
the 10-year-old's already starting to.
Like, you guys are cramping my style.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like I want to come home at 3 a.m.
He'll probably jump on here and start commenting. He's funny. He jumps on here. All right, Christopher Taylor, 1500 surround sound budget. How important is Dolby Atmos V's 5.1
versus a 5.1?
So these
so the base. So when we're talking about Dolby Atmos, we are talking about object-based mixing. When we're talking about 5.1, 7.1, those are channel-based, meaning you put the sound in a specific channel. Whereas with Dolby Atmos, you have the object in a 3D space and you move it around, and the AV receiver figures out which speaker to put part of that sound to. Right? Does that make sense? So even if you are not using an Atmos system, if you're playing an Atmos, whatever, here, Matrix Reloaded. I was just doing some stuff with this guy. The Atmos on here is fantastic. And even if you're just running 2 channels, it's going to sound better than a channel-based mix because Atmos and the way it's implemented to Matrix via the AV receiver is just better overall, even when you're not using all the speakers. For $1,500, I would do this. I would get a $500 to $600 AV receiver, 7-channel Atmos, so you can do 2 high channels if you wanted to, and get yourself some floor standing speakers or 2 bookshelves with a subwoofer. That'll probably run you $1,500, and then wait. If you really need a center channel, get a center channel. Then you got a fully built out front stage. That's your most important thing. And then get some surrounds and Atmos, whenever you can. But that's what I would recommend.
It's good stuff, man.
Yeah.
I always go to you for those because, I install home theater stuff, but I don't get to talk the lingo as much. So, you gotta learn your the good price points and what's good for each person and all that kind of stuff.
I was just on a webinar from Pro Tools and Dolby Atmos on mastering Dolby Atmos music. So that was earlier today.
Cool. Czar was like studio reference series. I don't have much else.
Yeah, no. That was the paradigm. This was the paradigm question. A couple of questions.
Oh, did I miss it?
Yeah. No. We got it.
Gotcha.
It was in green. Now it's in blue. Gotcha.
Understood. Stephen McTaggart. By the way, I appreciate everyone doing the super chats. I'm trying to answer everyone's questions, even if they're not in super chats, but get your question in. Obviously, if they're in that super chat, it makes it easier for us to find them and get them done before we head off. We're going to stick around for a little bit more. How long do I got you guys for? What do you guys, another 15 minutes, 10 minutes or so, whatever? Something?
I'm good for whatever. There was just a couple of things I wanted to talk about when you're done with the super chats.
Yeah, sure. Let me pop through a couple of ththese and we'll get thanks for all your work. If you helped me, the 4 of you have helped me through my home theater journey over the past few years. 77-inch A80J to replace 65-inch X900E. Is that the TV you were talking about, Jenna? The one you were just speaking of? Do you have that TV or you have the
I actually had the the 900E, I had the 900F, and then I got the 950G to review for the channel. So I've had that TV. It was a pretty decent TV at the time. But the 77-inch A80J at its discounted price, fantastic.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. And it's
upgrade,
obviously the size difference is gonna be huge too. What do you think about that? What did you want to talk about? Go ahead.
Well, the A80J is I might as well because it's one my last video. Man, I swear, Sony fanboys. I have a 3.5-minute video talking about the ABL kicking in. It's like the only thing that I've pointed out as a negative,
as a downside,
and you just get attacked from everywhere. It's like I need to point out stuff, like even if it is inherent to the technology. Like, of course, it's going to have an ABL, but like for people who don't know that, they should know ahead of time before they buy. If you have static images, it's going to dim down. It's what it is. I mean,
Yeah.
it's still a great TV. I still think it's probably, the second best OLED you can buy, with the A90J being the best.
And probably the best value, of
Yeah.
all of the TVs, right?
Yeah. So it's
I mean, this one guy bought an A90J and he's like, this is the first time I spent this much money on a TV. And he sends me video of it being on the input screen, but there's nothing coming in the input. So it's that like static picture that Sony puts up there. And the ABL is just kicking in. He's like, why is it dimming and getting
Is that what that was?
Yeah. It's the ABL. I'm like, I think that's the first thing that came into my mind. I'm like, I think that's the ABL kicking in. He's like, what's the ABL? And I was like, oh,
well,
right.
It could also be that the ambient light sensor is on too.
Well, you know what? That's funny too. And this is just all spitball and I have no idea true, but I remember when you asked me about that and just kind of had me check my TV. And now I've checked that out and I noticed that screen is it's like it's always moving in the background. So that screen is always moving and those little triangles move around. And so also if you have like the auto contrast on high and you have like noise reduction jacked up and all those things, you're kind of messing with a lot of things on that. So when you get like the different kind of like shades of gray moving around, you start to get some like flickering in the background. So I've had it before on the A90J when I just like tweaked out the image. I don't have it happen on that part that you showed me because when I turn my Apple
those
TV
other things
on,
off, right?
Well, and I have the Apple TV on, and every time I have to turn the Apple TV on, it has to like wake up, and so that screen is on that you showed me.
Yeah.
And I've noticed it doesn't do that. So there must have been something jacked up with that TV for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Hey, Rainer's like, guys, I need my beauty sleep. It's 2:40 in the morning there. Thanks for the enjoyable and informative show. And special thanks to Brandon telling and listening to his own jokes. No, I'm just kidding. People in the comments were listening to my jokes, so they got it. I got a lot of laughs for the it's all good. I'm just messing. You guys are great. FOMO's still on. Is he still in here in the comments? Oh no,
he's probably on his phone. Or no, this is from
these are earlier because from before. Yeah. All right. Trap Bear. I have both next gen consoles and an Atmos soundbar. Is the C1 the only option for me? The only TV with 4 HDMI 2.1s. I like the brightness. The QLEDs
100%. 100%. 100%.
Cables.
The only thing is where is he? So he's got a picture of a soccer player. So it could not be in America. Then he would have the opportunity to get the QN95A, which has the One Connect box and 4 HDMI 2.1s.
Correct.
But I just did, this is part of my, my G1 versus A90J video. This is the exact problem. If, I guess, China, you can talk to this. You can get an AVR, right? I mean, they're eventually going to be coming out, but I mean, that's the problem. It could be a double-edged sword to have the eARC be an HDMI 2.1 port because either you can't use it if you have a sound bar. Oh, he just said he has an Atmos sound bar. Right.
So like any AVR right now, unless I have it in here to test with my my consoles, is suspect. That's really the situation. Onkyo Pioneer is supposed to come out with ones that work. Yamaha, those new expensive ones are supposed to come out that supposedly work. Have they actually tested them? I have no idea. So I'm waiting for one of the Yamahas to come through in August. So, I'll let you guys know, hopefully, when that happens. Oh, wait, you know what? It's going to be released in August, but the firmware update won't come till the end of the year. I bet. So we still won't know. So you're just going to be swapping cables to HDMI ports, or just, have one cable, have the consoles next to each other, just move it from one console to the other.
Right? What, man? Whoever comes out with the splitter is going to be like money in the bank.
They have a couple, but they're like industrial strength splitters. Yeah. Like they're like $800 and they're for, installations and custom stuff like that. So,
the first person that puts those suckers on Amazon that can get one under a couple $100, man.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. And if they all work, work,
if they work, I'll make a video about that just for the demand.
Right. Like the Denon stuff. I haven't gotten my Denon little box that they're sending out, but somebody on a Facebook group said that they weren't able to get, they got VRR, they got VRR 4K 120, but they didn't get HDR through that box. Whereas when they go through the TV, they get 4K 120 VRR and HDR. So we don't know. We don't know what's going to happen until we test it out. So, yeah.
And Cecil, what you tell people what you do for that, right? You have it next to you, don't you? What do you have?
I mean, it's connected, but it's like a 1.5 foot long male to female HDMI 2.1 cable for mono price. It's like $15 or $12 or whatever.
Just swap it, right?
Just disconnect it, and that way you don't wear out the ports.
Because you will beat the crap out of those ports if you like, especially if you only have 1 or 2 of them, like Samsung or Sony. Eventually, they'll start loosening up, and then all of a sudden, what happens with customers is I'll go to their house and the port, because the TVs move in installation, you got to tie those wires up, but they'll move, and then all of a sudden they'll be too loose, and they'll start to lose signal all the time, and that's a problem because you can't fix the HDMI ports very easily on a TV. Now Rainer was telling us the Euro 2020 European soccer. Yep. June 11th to July 11th. So yeah.
Wow. A whole month.
Technically, you know, that was canceled last year due to the pandemic, but yeah, that'll be awesome. And then we have, I know that Amazon wanted to not do it in July because doesn't the Olympics start in July? And then, so they didn't want to like have it run into the Olympics that are later in the year here. So that's why they're doing it in June this year.
Yeah.
In game mode, does the A90J have more depth, saturation, poppy color compared to the LG G1? Which game mode for picture quality is superior? Who wants to go first?
That's definitely the Sony. I mean, hands down.
So you think, no question, you like it better. So let me ask you a question, because mine was going to be, when I had these two compared, or Sony versus LG, I found the LG to be a little bit more saturated and just have a little bit more, like, I don't know, I just preferred the color better. I thought that the two Sonys looked a little more washed out in game mode. Do you know why that would be, or is that, do you think that you don't find that?
Don't you, with your settings, I mean, haven't you said you use like the dynamic contrast enhancer or the HDR tone mapping on LG and that kind of stuff? Because that stuff isn't accurate. So it will cause some of that. But if you're looking for, you know, which is more accurate and then which looks better as they're accurate, then that would be the Sony.
Yeah, no, I think when I put them in game mode, I had them most of that stuff off. What I just noticed is that the Sony seemed to be just have a little bit like raised black level. I just thought that the LG looked just a little bit more fun. It just looked, I don't know, I can't explain it in any way, but that I couldn't replicate it with the Sony. Maybe that's a good thing. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, for me, I calibrate game mode. So the Sony and the LGs are pretty close. The one that's absolute trash is Samsung. It took me like 8 hours to calibrate it, got it looking perfect on the chart, and it still looked like crap. So out of those two, man, I'd say you're splitting hairs. If that's your only decision, I would look at a different
a different reason,
a different aspect of the TV to make a decision on either of those TVs. Yeah.
In brighter areas, the LGs do lose some of their color depth more than the Sony. So if it's a really bright game, especially in HDR, you're going to have more color depth, you know, in brighter areas.
But if you're playing something like Gears of War, where it's like darkness majority of the time, like it's, I guess it's really just dependent on what's happening on screen.
See, people, that's why we have these guys here, because my answer wasn't very good on that one.
This guy's like, I don't play any games.
I'm like, I like it looks cooler. No, I'm just joking. Yeah. James Finnegan back with this. What is the Sony eARC? What is the issue? I have Denon AVR, Fire Stick, DirecTV, Genie, Panasonic, Plasma, all turn on off with one remote, not with Sony. No, you can do that with Sony.
That's
should
a
do all that.
CEC thing, not an eARC thing.
It just happens to run to your AVR through the eARC port.
Yeah.
But the communication, like consumer electronic communication or something like that, that's just the ability of the HDMI to detect being on and off and communicate. And so it turns everything on and off. And no, your Genie remote should literally be able to turn on everything. You hit the power, it'll turn everything on and off. And some of that's not even all that. Some of it's like they program it in too. No, but I think what people are talking about with the eARC issue is typically, are you getting like true HD quality, Dolby Atmos through the eARC, specifically coming from and to, you know, in and out of like devices back to an AVR or soundbar through those ports. Correct. And then I think also then people take that even further and then try to get some of that same stuff when they're playing like 4K at 120 games and things like that, right? And some of
that's
these
when
issues
things
all
start
stem.
to fall apart. And then like what ended up happening last year was they added VRR finally, and then that broke the eARC. So, you know, it's a tough situation, man. Like I don't know what to tell you. It's kind of like these things. Like this is what happens when they promise features that just aren't ready with the TV when the TV's released.
Yeah, and then there are some people on the forum having CEC issues with, like, just literally 2 days ago, my remote stopped turning on my receiver when I turn on the TV. No idea
Which
why.
brand was that? Which brand?
The
TV and
A80J with a Yamaha receiver, it's been fine for 3 weeks, and then like 2 days ago, the receiver won't turn on with the TV now.
I mean, I'll say Sony is not perfect with the eARC. It's not perfect. Like, you know, I've told people a few times on these streams that you know, just the fact that Sony up into this year, the volumes were even mismatched. So when you turn your Sony volume up to like 10, the receiver would say 7, and you know, then you'd reduce down your receiver to 0, or to like your on screen, it would say it was at 0, your volume, because they're supposed to coordinate. And the AVR still has volume 10. And you're like, well, now what? My remote says 0. It won't go down any further. So it's not perfect. There's not perfect communication. I think it's probably has to do with them buying a lot of these products from other companies, right? Or integrating other products into their TV. They don't do this all themselves.
Yeah.
And they're behind schedule, or they're just not vertically integrated. I think LG and like TCL, companies like that. But yeah, I don't know. But I think it would do what he's asking for the most part. That what you're having, Cecil, sounds odd as well, but I wouldn't doubt it. Sony can have some issues. So I appreciate that, James. Let's get a couple of these answered here. Oh, TechMed Rainer. Rainer's still there. What has Technodad said, or what did he say here? What Technodad said, or try to get a good soundbar at the price point. They like the new HW Q950A. Is that the new soundbar? Do you guys know anything about that soundbar?
You know, I don't really understand why Samsung wants to name their TV the Q90T and their soundbar the Q90T. Like that, it's so confusing. Like, come on. But
why don't they just call it like the 9? You know, Q9. That's the soundbar.
Q9 soundbar. Q9SB. Like, it doesn't need to have the look Q950A. That sounds like the TV. It's ridiculous.
It is weird.
Somebody over there at Samsung needs to get slapped
for a bunch of reasons. There's a lot of people in the TV industry need to be slapped. But
let's go. Let's
funny.
go.
No, it's okay. If you guys see anything in the comments that's interesting, feel free to have it come up. Does Sony port 1 and 2 support Dolby Vision 4K player? Yeah. I think all of them do 4K 60.
Well, here's what happened. The 900E, the 900F, the 950G all only had 2 ports that were full bandwidth for 4K 60 HDR, which is really odd. So now it's 2 of them are 4K 60, 2 of them are 4K 120. So yes, you can put a 4K Blu-ray player with Dolby Vision support on any of the Sony TV's ports. However, you have to go in and put on the enhanced mode for Dolby Vision in the settings. That's all.
Well, if it's on 3 and 4, you have to put on enhanced for Dolby Vision. If it's
that's
1 and 2,
right.
you don't.
Yeah, that's right.
So say that again.
Just enhanced.
Port 1 and 2, you don't have to mess with it. Dolby Vision will work.
Yeah,
gotcha.
Or 3 and 4, the 120 ones you have to.
Yeah,
I forgot about that.
Yeah, that's annoying, man. That is annoying because I had it. I was like sitting there with all 4 TVs on the wall, and for some reason I could not get Dolby Vision to kick in, and I was just messing with the TVs forever. And I was like, I can't figure it out. These stupid Sony TVs. And I was like, oh man, I have it on that stupid enhanced. So it wasn't on Dolby Vision, and I had it had it in the game port because I was messing around with the PS5. That's why. So I had to turn it back to the Dolby Vision one to get in. Then I had to reset the splitter and kick it all back together, and it finally worked. But yeah, is 5 feet too close for 65-inch TV viewing distance?
That's a tough one. I guess that all depends.
I mean,
Classy would say no, it's not too close at all.
I mean, I typically say every 1 foot away, 10 inches of screen size, or go just a little bit above that. But that would be a little close, but I wouldn't say too close.
There you go.
Sorry, I lost my headphone there. Kicking it back in here. I got to kick it back into my other headphones. So
yeah, I see Phil is gone, but one of the things I was going to talk about is he kept talking to me about the Apple TV review that I did.
Oh, the new
Say-
one.
you said
Yeah.
it?
So Phil 82 left already, but he had been commenting and stuff about the Apple TV and the issues I was having. So I don't know if you guys can try this with Netflix. The voice search just would not work. So if I say The Witcher Netflix, it would show a page for it, but then it says launch in Netflix. You click that, and then all it does is launch the app. It doesn't actually search for it. And then if I would say Supernatural Netflix, it would say can't find it in Netflix. Here it is on our store. You can buy it, but it is on Netflix. Things like that. And then I also had issues with like YouTube not switching off of Dolby Vision to go into SDR or HDR and stuff like that. So
Yeah, I still have it. I haven't opened it yet. I got too many other things going on, but I'll check it out for sure.
Well, let's get this. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I had to switch over these headphones. My other one died. So let's get these last couple questions answered. So I got to get going. I actually have to finish up my LG G1 versus A90J video tonight because I'm leaving town. So I'm going to have it. It's not going to be out till Saturday morning, but I got to get it done tonight. I have to fly out tomorrow. And I got a notification from United that it basically said, just FYI, you're going to be on a packed flight. So wear your mask.
Oh.
I'm like, sweet. No, they sent us this message being like, we anticipate your flight being very full. It's kind of funny. I'm like, awesome.
I'm glad. All right. So what do we got here? Bought an NVIDIA Shield TV to get Disney Atmos, but was not aware of Harmony 665 remote can't control the NVIDIA. Do I need to jump to a Harmony Elite or is there another option? You have to get that to work, you'll need the Harmony Hub. I'm not sure if the 665 remote works with the Harmony Hub. You might have to step up to the 950, in which case that's the Elite with the Harmony Hub. And since Logitech has stopped making remote controls, those are increasingly harder to find.
I like it, man.
Yeah.
You're all on it, man. You have the knowledge, dude. I didn't expect you to be able to pull the Harmony knowledge out like that. That's pretty good, dude.
Well, I have like 4 of them.
Yeah,
so,
fair enough.
My wife hates every single one of them.
Yeah.
She does not like using it. She's like, this one's broken. I'm like, in my head, I'm like, did you just point it at everything and just press the button and let it do its thing? Or did you press the button and start moving it around?
Yeah, I have to say one of the funniest things that I did is in my video about the 5 worst things about the LG C10, I complain about the remote and then I tell everyone to buy a big Harmony remote. So everyone gave me so much crap about saying that the remote was too complicated and then referring them to get a Harmony remote, which is way more complicated. But no, yeah, the Harmony Elite, I don't know, I haven't looked in a while, but I used to recommend to buy that refurbished on Amazon because I get them and they're always fantastic, but I don't know if
that's how I got my 950, which is the Elite without the hub. And
correct,
it was what do you call it? Refurbished from Amazon. It looked brand new. So I was like, okay, cool.
And you can even get the older, Ultimate, and you can buy that, the one by itself, and you can buy one of the hubs separate too. So there's still some different ways to do it. But yeah, the 665 is just the line of sight one. So yeah, I guess NVIDIA Shield, it must be Bluetooth or what is that? Is that controlled by Bluetooth?
It's something else. Yeah. I forget, but that's
good
what
info.
you need.
Yeah, I haven't had a Harmony in like 10 years, but I can say the Sony remote will do basic stuff with the Shield. So going to a menu, selecting stuff.
Yeah, the Sony, because they're Bluetooth.
Sony TV, right?
And also they communicate through the CEC and go back to it and can control it that way too. So my Apple TV the same. The LG does not wake it up. That's the annoying part. It doesn't wake up the Apple TV, so it kind of renders it useless, to be honest. It's frustrating. Isa Torres, 65-inch Sony X900H screen looks cracked on the inside, but when off, it looks like there's no physical damage. Is there a way to repair this? My son threw a toy at it. Yeesh.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm going to go with no. I think it's broken. I mean, your screen...
Go like three things down. They keep going. Called Sony. The best they can do is sell me a discounted X900H for $774. Yeah,
I don't know its size, 65-inch. So they're gonna say, I don't know. I think the like your phone doesn't have to be physically cracked on the outside to be physically cracked in the to be cracked in the inside. They're two different. They're separate pieces to it. So it's probably just one layer of the TV is cracked on. Did we lose Cecil there?
Yeah, what happened?
I don't know. Maybe he must have dropped off. Maybe he had to go.
Oh yeah, it's
no worries.
5:15. I probably got to go soon too.
Yeah, that's all good. Yeah, I don't know what to do with that TV. I mean, you know, if you're gonna have to pay $775, that TV new is like $1,000, or maybe it's more now. You know, maybe you can get them to. I would opt to get a newer TV. Maybe they can give you a deal on a newer TV.
Maybe a G series 950G, or if you can.
Yeah, or
get a J.
Get the new X95J. Anyways, all right, man. Well, I think that's a good spot to stop. I have to get going. You have to get going. I appreciate everyone coming out. Hope we answered all the questions. If we didn't, we'll be back next Wednesday. What do you got going on this weekend? Any videos coming out?
I have to DJ a wedding on Friday, so I've got a speaker video that I can't talk about until Monday, so I'm shooting that, and then I got some more speaker videos to do.
Give me something good. You get the QN90A soon.
I might put out a QN. You know what? This thing is super reflective. Like, I've had TVs up here, and like I see the light, this light right here. I see it in the reflection. So I don't.
Dude, you know, that super crazy ultra wide where it like resonates across the whole screen.
Yeah, it does. It's this big line, a big blue line across the whole like QN90A. So I don't know.
Yeah, that's another problem that I, you know, that's one of the problems that I had with that TV too. You know, there's a few different things, that the dirty screen, some of the blooming, some of the, you know, suppressed highlights, but you know, overall, yes, it's a super bright TV. Fantastic TV for like outdoor areas. What's up?
Oh, for sure. I bet. Keep It Classy said his internet went down. So
yeah, that'll happen.
Yeah.
Good time for all of us. All right. Well, I'll thank Keep It Classy. Thanks, FOMO. Thank you, China D Techno Dad. Make sure to subscribe to all the channels. Thank you for stopping in, and we'll see you guys. Make sure to tune in on Saturday morning. I'll have that A90J versus G1 video finally up. All right. Take care, guys.
Later, guys.